guys, so I just came back home and I am gonna be eating noodles because it is a very rainy day and apparently tomorrow it's gonna be snowing here, so that's gonna be fun. But I haven't had Indomie in like 6 months now. So I went to Walmart because I needed a creamer for my coffee and I was like, I haven't had Indomie for so long. So I'm like, once in a while it's okay. And I usually like eating too, and I'm really hungry, but you shouldn't be doing this because it's not super healthy. But I also add eggs. I really want noodles right now, and I don't know why I'm craving it. So we're just gonna wait on the water. I think I kind of like videos where it's kind of just more relaxed and there's like no stress for you of like editing so much and like trying to be as authentic as I can possibly be. But yesterday I was working a lot and I was starting to work on this thing for my email marketing, and I kind of just want to explain it to you because I thought it was like kind of like a really good idea. The way it's like structuring a business in general, but I'm gonna be focusing on the beauty industry for this one. But I created like a guide to structure like a sales page. So if you don't know what a sales page is, it's basically a page where if you're planning to sell a product or a service or whatever you're trying to do and you want a person to look at it, you kind of send them this page of like what you outline as a business. And for this one, even though it was like a lot of work, I think I'm gonna put this out for free just because it's really a good way to structure a business when you're trying to do like content creating and you're thinking of like hooks and like headlines of like what to poach for people. So I think I'm just gonna leave like the guide down below. But the reason why I started with this one is just because I thought about like the business of like how I was running it in the beginning, and it was kind of messy. I didn't really have a structure, I didn't have a target audience, and no one was there to guide me on how to do these things on a professional level, because you kind of just look like every other artist out there trying to just say like, hey, this is what I do, and then that's it, you know? And like for the longest time, my page was like just eyes, and I didn't like it because it's just like it's such a zoom in on like someone's like eyeball, you know. And I'm also changing my Instagram page. Hi and welcome back to Small Talk Sundays. If you don't know who I am, my name is Michelle. I am a beauty entrepreneur and your YouTube girly talking all things beauty and business, so let's dive into it. And if you are running a business too as well, like I think this will help you a little bit. It kind of just lets you know like what kind of business you're running and like how clear is it and how structured it is for you for somebody to understand like how you're doing your business. Give me 1 second. And I don't know many people that actually do sales pages anymore, but I know it's still a thing for people to look at, and I think it's great to send to like potential clients who are looking to do courses for training purposes, right? And I also think that it builds like a lot of trust, like, oh hey, this is all the information. If you have any questions or concerns, like you can always reach out to the instructor or the educator. So here's a guide to structure your sales page. So I kind of wrote like a template for people so that they can use it, and you can use it too. But basically your headline, it's your promise. What's your biggest promise to your client? When I'm trying to explain about this, like, and I know it is difficult to promise somebody, but if you're already building or creating a course or mastering a skill and you already have a client base, like it's okay to like promise these things, but like don't promise like they're gonna make like $1,000, you know, that's guaranteed. Like don't make guarantees, but you can make a promise that you'll get them this far. And then for the hook is always I think this applies to even like YouTube too as well. You can have the hook in the beginning of the 30-second video. This one is like hitting like the main pain points, right? You can do like 3 common challenges. So for example, like feeling like you need a background in beauty, feeling stuck with courses to take, not figuring out what to do after the course is finished. Like these are all the things that I can help you with. I feel like I have different voices for different moods and different ways of saying things all the time. one day or some days I have like a really high pitched voice, and then some days I have like a really really angry ghetto voice, because that's my Surrey voice. And then number 3 was like introducing your offer. Like introduce yourself. When I'm saying introduce yourself, it's like you have to get excited that you are offering this to people around you and make it look exciting. Because down the line, like if you are not excited in like what you're doing, especially if it's your own business, then like you're kind of just putting yourself in another cage where it's like you're working a 9 to 5 and you're not motivated and you're just doing this because it generates you money or whatever the reason is. But overall, like when I'm saying like introduce your offer, introduce yourself and the way that you are branding for who you are. You just have to learn how to be happy, because what you're offering should be something that makes you happy, right? And it should be like heart fulfilling. If you don't know what's fulfilling in your life and you don't know why you are doing this, maybe it's time to do like maybe a career change, for example, right? But overall, get excited, give like 3 points of like why somebody should be taking your course and like why are you worth it. And then going on to number 4, when I'm doing this outline, it's like why should somebody go to you? And then you have to kind of just say like, give them a reason why they should be taking your course. Like give them even more of like why you are somebody that they trust. What makes your business stand out versus the person next door? In all honesty, a lot of students actually do struggle to figure out like whose course they should be taking to. And that's your job to like kind of just like gravitating to them, talking to them on a personal level, and then also like building the relationship even before you make a sale. And then number 5 is also like, what will you learn? So what will they learn is like, write a detailed outline of your course. So it's always great to do like a little outline of like what's happening day 1, day 2, what's being provided, what's not. If they have any questions, you can do it at the bottom. But like just give an overall like what's going to be happening like on a day-to-day, and even in your training purposes too as well. Kind of break down like what's gonna be like what your overview is. And then also for fact, if you are training in like beauty courses or any trainings that are available and you did miss some key points, or you're getting a lot of questions that are really repetitive, maybe add them in the future too as well. You can always edit your courses and you don't have to stick to the first one that you built from the start. And then number 6 is success stories. So success stories are basically people you've already trained and like they're giving you like a testimonial and like a review. If you don't have a testimonial yet, you can always explain about you and how you got there and what you're doing as a person to be a trainer. Or what I would also suggest is probably reaching out to somebody in the industry that you're working for and asking if they need help in anything that they are lacking on, and then like kind of giving them like a free offer. It does take away a lot of time out of yours, but I promise you it's probably one of the best ideas to kind of just like have the hands-on experience than no experience at all. And then without looking for number 7 is investment and call to action. So give them the deal they've been waiting for so that they can start taking the right steps. If you're just explaining what you're doing and what you're providing, it's not enough. You have to guide them like what to do next in order for them to take the next step with you. And when people are just promoting but they're not actually actioning their purpose, and I think it just like creates like such a huge gap in the sales, because it gets them to think a lot more. And when people think a lot more, they tend to kind of backtrack and like maybe think about it in the back of their mind without them just like having, how to explain this, without getting into action immediately. And then at the end, it also ties in with like creating an urgency. So give them the deal they've been waiting for so that they can start taking the right steps. So definitely like when you create the urgency, like give them like a deadline, like, hey, like I'm gonna be only offering this to you for like a limited time. If you don't take this offer by this time, then the prices will go back up, and then maybe you'll just wait for like another promotion or something like that. But then you don't also just stop there. If they didn't take the offer, that's just like a whole other thing. But like if you want to still keep them because they are still potential clients or potential students, you wanna keep them in your roster and like kind of just give them a little bit of a freebie on like how you're gonna be structuring it down the year, and like show them your journey. It's always great to do that. Okay. Okay, because this is more of a casual talk. By the way, if you're ever draining out noodles, especially Indomie, you don't want to drain it with like a strainer. And you kind of just want to pour a little bit out at a time, because you want to kind of keep the water retention in here a little bit, because it doesn't dry out the noodles. Not that I'm giving you cooking lessons, but still. And then for these little packets, I always do this one first, because these sauces kind of get too much, or they get everywhere because it's too saucy. And it makes a mess on my scissors. But then I leave it on here. I turned off the stove already. And then I don't like it too spicy, so I take one guy out all the time. Because I don't like it. It doesn't make me feel good, you know? I'm gonna make eggs. I always make it like a sunny side egg on top of it. But I'm so hungry right now. I do like working in the morning because like I get to go home late if I don't have to do anything in the afternoon. So it makes me happy. But then every time I do work in the morning, I end up like not eating. I don't know why I do that. You shouldn't do that. It's not good for you. Also, I'm finally getting eggs at a farm. Okay, so while that's cooking, and then I like to add a little bit of pepper and salt. I should use better salt, but I wanted to use up all the things before buying you. And then I kind of just mix it in here still before I put it in my bowl. This is definitely not a cooking channel, by the way, because I'm not a very good cook. I can cook. I actually made chicken last night. Chicken, eggs, rice, yum. Also, I blabber a lot. Also, one nice habit of mine is that every time I cook or anything like that, I always try to clean as much as I can while I'm waiting for the food. Because I always want my place to be presentable if anybody decides to come in like last minute. And I always like having people over as well. Okay, I want to show you what I do to my eggs. So I do it sunny side like this. And I kind of wait for that bottom there to kind of do a little bit of a browning. It's still not cooked on top. So what I do is I like flip it for like maybe 5 seconds. Maybe less than that. Because I don't really put like a pot on top of it. And usually the egg yolk doesn't break. So let's hope this doesn't break. This one broke because I messed up earlier, but that's okay because that hurt. You can tell one broke, unfortunately, and one was decent. So this is what I think that your sales page should include. It's like your headline, your hook, introducing your offer, and why should somebody go to you? What will they learn? Success stories, if you have any, investment and call to action, and also create an urgency. And honestly, I'm not even done. So I gave like 10 kind of starting ideas on like how somebody should be doing a headline, how somebody should be doing like a hook. So let's just go over for like the headline, for example. It's like something that's like eye-catching for the beauty training course that you're planning to provide to students. It's like, become a certified beauty expert, master lashes or permanent makeup with our training. So something that like that blurts out the words that you're providing. So which is like, it's beauty, it's gonna be the business, and it's gonna be training. Or turn your passion into a profitable career with blah 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 blah. Or ready to start your beauty career, learn from the industry experts. But these are kind of just like small little examples of like what could be eye-catching. Obviously you don't have to use any of these if you don't want to, but kind of go into like something that's like exciting, like why should somebody be taking it, you know? Like why should I go to you for your beauty course? I am gonna eat my noodles now because I've been craving it for a while, but I hope you really liked the video. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, let me know down in the comments. And also, I'm going to be providing this again down in the link if you want it. I think I am going to be doing it for free, just because, I don't know, it's just something that we should all consider doing in our business. But then you can always like and subscribe. So thank you for watching. Bye!